oranges, mangoes, bananas, wild grapes, agbalumo. The list is endless, but all these have one thing in common. They are called fruits. And for as long as I can remember, if you were to ask someone, how can I stay healthier? They'll tell you, have more fruits and vegetables. Today, we are going to be talking about fruits and how they relate to our body. I'm sure you're wondering, is it ever too much to have fruits? Is there any point where having fruits is too much? Keep it locked down on the show. It's the Body and Soul Show, just in case you're wondering where you are. And I'm Dr. Kemi Awemi. I have my ever-rocking Dr. Foy, rocking back and forth.
Dr. Foy himself, you know how to do it.
Hey, honey, how are you?
You are watching the Body and Soul Show. Don't be confused. Our word for the day is OEDEMA. Now, it's pronounced as OEDEMA, but it's spelled with O-E-D-E-M-A or E-D-E-M-A. Now, it simply means just accumulation of fluid in the body. That's all.
In abnormal
quantities in the body. Now, we could have it in the chest or in the leg region.
Yes. Edema, yeah, like you said, is abnormal accumulation of fluid
in the body, yeah.
So when it's in the chest, it's actually called pulmonary edema.
Yeah.
And that is seen commonly in people that have respiratory infections, people that have heart disease.
Yeah, heart conditions, yes.
Heart conditions, either a congestive, especially a congestive cardiac failure, or it could be a hypertensive heart disease. For one reason or the other, there will be some form of congestion where fluid will accumulate in the heart.
Chest,
now, for those people that have fluid accumulating in the heart specifically, because fluid could accumulate in the heart, fluid could accumulate in the lungs. Yes, so when fluid accumulates in the heart, sometimes it's because the muscles of the heart are sick and they are too weak to actually push the blood that is coming in out. So the blood would keep accumulating, and then the patient or the individual will be coughing a lot. And then sometimes there's a lot of swelling. For some people, they even have sacral edema, where the swelling now extends to their waist region.
You can feel it literally press, and you feel the
dimpling.
The depression, the dimpling down there.
Now, some people also have pedal edema, which is edema on the distal parts of your leg.
Or usually for pregnant women.
Yes. Or let's say it is seen normally.
Yes.
It would not be. You can't say, oh, it's an abnormal thing when you see it in a pregnant woman.
But sometimes, yeah. Now, recently I saw one woman. This is recent. She had pedal edema, and she went to a malam in quotes, and they used blade to, and it is a dominant factor in Nigeria.
Yes, I've seen a lot of people come to the hospital and they have all these scarification marks
on it. Yeah.
And when you ask them, they say, oh, they are trying to get the fluid out.
It's amazing.
So it's amazing, but let's get one thing straight: that edema is abnormal. When there is an abnormal accumulation of fluid, you need to go to the hospital to get it checked out. Now we are going to be talking about fruits, but when we come back from the break, do not go anywhere.
Kirby's Tooth Fairy Tales. Chapter 1. Kirby's Tooth. Once upon a time, there was a chimp named Kirby who lost his first tooth. It was a healthy baby tooth whose time had come to leave the mouth. Even though he had lost a tooth, Kirby was happy. He knew that he had taken excellent care of his teeth and that it was normal for his baby teeth to come out. He was also very excited because he had heard the legend of the Tooth Fairy. And if it was true, he could expect a visit and a gift from the Tooth Fairy that very night. Kirby gently placed his tooth under his pillow and carefully got into bed. He tossed and turned as he wondered what gift the Tooth Fairy might bring. He had hoped to stay awake long enough to actually see the Tooth Fairy. he didn't know that the tooth fairy only visits after children are asleep. Finally, Kirby fell sound asleep. As he slept, a warm sprinkle of light filled the space next to Kirby's bed. The tooth fairy placed a special...
You're back to the Body and Soul Show. Now you can follow on Twitter at CoolTV Body and Soul, and on Facebook and Instagram at CoolTV Nigeria, hashtag Body and Soul. Now, before we left, we spoke about fruits. And what's your best fruit? Quick one. What's your
My best fruit is banana. Reason being that bananas are actually, you don't have to wash them. Just peel and eat.
But they're tasty.
It's a lazy,
no,
yes,
pineapple is,
nice.
pineapple
Yes,
is
but
the best.
I love
pineapple.
I love pineapples that have been cut and delivered to me, and they're cold, cut.
So your lazy nature,
Made me just go for bananas.
Okay.
But actually, fruits are very important, and they are a rich source of vitamins, antioxidants. So you want to make sure that you're getting a lot of fruits. Now, some people say, when do you consider fruits too much? Now, for some people that are fruitarians, there are people that are actually fruitarians, and they'll tell you all they do is eat fruits. They have fruits for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they tell you this is the path that they have chosen. Yes, but you can't fault them. I mean, it's their lifestyle, it's their choice. And
it has some advantages.
It has advantages. Now, some people say, oh, maybe that, you know how when you're diabetic, there are some certain fruits that contain high sugar level, sucrose, you should avoid, or fructose, which you shouldn't take. But fructose actually is metabolized very slowly, so you don't have anything to worry about, because by the time you're eating your apple, you're chewing it, the chewing process and all of that will take a long while for it to be metabolized.
To break down.
I don't think there is any time where having fruits would be considered too much.
Too much, yeah.
But fruits also are a rich source of fiber. I mean, when you have your apples and you have all those fruits that have roughages.
Roughages inside, yeah. Banana is also very, very good. Now, fruits help with dental issues, it helps against osteoporosis, bone issues. So fruits are really, really, with no doubt, they're fantastic sources of health. So plus fruits, more health. I won't lie, but then we'll come back and give you gist on how fruits can be terrible, can be bad.
Yes, but it's very noteworthy to say that over the years, fruits have been made larger and sweeter through hybridization. Now, there are some of the fruits that we have in the country right now that we didn't have 5 years ago, even 3 years ago. And I'm like, where did all these grapes come from? Kiwi, grapes, and now we are, probably really cool and tush, taking all those fruits. But really, these fruits, farmers these days are finding more ways to get these fruits larger and sweeter, and getting it across to everyone. So it's not just, oh, when I travel, I'll have my grapes or I'll have my berries. You can have them right here in any good farmer's market. welcome back. I'm sure if you've been with us from the start of the show, you have learned something new today. But if you haven't and you're just tuning in, you have missed so much. But you know that you can catch up on all the juicy details on our social media portals, on Twitter at CoolTV Body and Soul, and on Facebook and Instagram at CoolTV Nigeria with the hashtag Body and Soul. We're talking about fruits. So when I say juicy details, I mean all the juicy details.
Freshly squeezed details, freshly squeezed. You know what I mean? So now, how can fruits be
bad on the 5?
On
it's
the
time
5.
for the 5. Number 1.
Ba-dum.
I'm sure you're wondering, yeah, we've been telling you fruits are important, fruits are delicious, fruits are sweet, fruits are this and that. But how can fruits be bad, or when are fruits bad for you? Number 1, fruits are bad when you take them, especially citric acid containing fruits, on an empty stomach. Now, fruits that contain citric acid include fruits like oranges, those vitamin C basically containing fruits are really sour, lemon, lime. These fruits, especially for patients that are, or people that have ulcer, it's something that you want to look into, because when you take citric acid directly into your stomach walls when you have not eaten, because of the acid or the acidic nature, they actually work on the stomach lining, and you know how acid is. It could erode those inner linings and cause pain, or cause a peptic ulcer disease. So it's important for you to take fruits, preferably, or citric acid containing fruits, preferably after a meal.
Number 2, now amazingly, some fruits, grapefruits especially, the FDA says that, FDA is Food and Drug Agency, just so you can be aware, says that it can affect some drugs. So grapefruits plus some kind of drugs are not good. Now, they say that, the FDA says that, grapefruits plus antibiotics specifically, the grapefruit reduces the efficacy of the antibiotic. So
you shouldn't take grapefruit while taking your
antibiotic drugs.
Okay.
So number 2, grapefruit plus antibiotic is a no-no on the Body and Soul show.
No.
Number 3.
Number 3, fruits that have not been washed. You see why I said stick with my safe option, bananas. It's good to wash your bananas, but I mean, they're still really safe when you don't have water and you can just peel them very carefully, making sure that the outside is not in contact with the inside, and just eat away. So fruits that have not been washed are actually prone, or fruits that have not been washed actually make you prone to having diarrhea. Of course, because of the microorganisms that may be on the fruits, the storage, you don't know where these fruits have been before they eventually, from the ground to the consumer, which is you. So fruits that have not been washed, make sure you wash all fruits and vegetables as they get into your hands.
Number 4 is make sure you store your fruits well. Now, some people slice pineapple and just leave it, and it ferments. So make sure when you slice your fruits, you keep it, you refrigerate it, or you eat
them immediately.
You don't just want to get drunk or high on pineapple. That's a bit wrong. Don't you think so? So make sure you eat immediately or keep it well. And number 5.
The final way in which fruit could be bad, is when you take them refined. And when I say refined, I mean fruit juices. You know how we say, oh yeah, they told us on Body and Soul show to have fruits. So you go and get a pack of juice, and the next day, and the day after that, and for a week, you're drinking a pack of juice, or packs of juice, whichever one goes. But really, basically, it's better you have the fruits wholly than taking them refined, because when you do that, you have concentrates, you have sugars that have been put into that, and if you're trying to lose some calories, then this is not the way forward for you. So fruits that have been refined are
not
a no-no, especially when you take them every time. So these are the 5
on the Body and Soul show. It's been fantastic. It's been a good show.
It's been an amazing show. Told you about fruitarians. If you're a fruitarian, big ups. I respect you. Kudos. I cannot imagine being a vegetarian. How much more a fruitarian?
No.
Hey. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you. do give us feedback on our social media portals, on Twitter at CoolTV Body and Soul, and on Facebook and Instagram at CoolTV Nigeria with the hashtag Body and Soul. We love you, Dr. Kemi. Always, always, always.
See ya. Bye. I also sell food. Bye.